Yo, what up? I'm Richie, Boogeyman Martinez, representing the Freak Show crew, and here's a classic video from B-Boy City. Peep it out, guys.
It's not for everybody. Not everybody's gonna be okay with getting punched in the face. Sometimes I fucking feel I'm crazy, bro. I'm like, man, my career is getting punched in the face and knocking people out, choking people out. It's not normal, getting locked in a cage and going out there and just fucking fighting. It's not normal to like love that, so it's not meant for everybody. But there's some people that could take it. There's some people that get excited off of it.
To my left, fighting out of the nitro into your red corner from San Diego Combat Academy is Richie.
No, I don't think that all B-boys should do this, but maybe you should try it. Some B-boys should get punched in the face just so they could know how it actually feels. Maybe they'll start getting their attitudes correct and stuff. A lot of people get babied, but it's definitely not for everybody. Now that I'm fighting people, I don't think they should be scared of me, but they should not be so aggressive against me and my crew. Other than that, I'm a super nice guy, super mellow, it's a sport, it's an art, so not necessarily I want to attack people or nothing, but just kind of, if you're going to talk shit, know who you're talking shit to type of situations. A lot of people were not scared, but I guess intimidated by like my size. I had a big old mohawk, boogieing down. It just made sense to have kind of like both of the names combined into one,
If anybody knows Boogeyman, he's a warrior, but he's such a chill dude, he's humble, he's chill, you talk to him, you wouldn't even expect him being a crazy fighter. He looks crazy, but in reality, he's a super gentle dude. But he has that boundary, especially when people try to bully you, It made it hard for us to go to jam sometimes and enjoy it. When the Boogie Monster comes out, I can't even tell him what to do. He does what he has to do. In times he felt he had to knock some dudes out at B-boy jams, because they crossed the line.
Where every action, there's a reaction, and it's basically how it goes down. Like, we never try to like fight in the b-boy scene. We don't want to be known as that.
We grew up originally in South Central LA, actually. We're Mexicans. A lot of Mexicans live in South Central LA, and we grew up over there. Our family was living over there. My grandma had a house, and my mom lived with my grandma at the time, and we lived over there, went to elementary school all the way to middle school, and then we moved out here to Oceanside, North County, San Diego, and that's kind of like where things changed a little bit. It kind of gave us a little bit more freedom to be able to get creative and try to figure out some kind of sports or arts. We're in LA, we didn't really like that. There was not a lot of ways to express yourself, even though we ended up finding, the art that's like considered street art, which is b-boying, breakdancing. We ended up finding that, and that brought us back to LA. Once we moved to Oceanside, there's like a bunch of sports and activities and a bunch of kids doing stuff everywhere, the beach, surfing, skating, obviously b-boying. We got into it, and that's where we really started expanding our creativity. Yes, me and my brother were always close. We were always very competitive, and we didn't really, just growing up, we didn't really understand all the problems we had. We just kind of avoided those problems and dealt with them in different ways. And I felt like he was a little older than me, so he was kind of like dealing with a lot of problems that I haven't dealt with yet. And we're really close, but there was a point of our lives where we kind of had just differences. We were just like transitioning to being like a grown up, like moving out of the house and trying to like soul searching at the time, trying to find out who he was and what he was trying to do. And I was just kind of still being careless and really just didn't care at the time. I was like 16, 15, and then we just like disconnected for a little bit. We just had a lot of we just were around each other so long, and we were happy with ourselves that we kind of bumped heads with each other a lot, you know. And then after he moved away, that kind of brought us closer together. But before that, I mean, my brother's like my best friend too. You know, it's kind of weird because he's my really good friend, my best friend, but also my big brother. I look up to him a lot. I have a lot of respect for him, and you know, I listen to him, like, because he's guided me through a lot of, you know, tough situations, and he's always done me right. So I always kind of use him as a guidance. You know, he always guides me to the right way. You know, if it's training, if it's just life in general, he's always kind of giving me good tip and good advice. So he's very reliable. He was the man of the house when we were growing up. He took care of us. You know, I didn't really grow up with my dad, so my brother was kind of there.
I'm surprised you were wrestling. I mean, you don't really know the kid, sure. Yeah, I'm just trying shit, but I'm like, feel like, not here. So if you get like step right in front, so instead of pick it back, like this, and then see how you kind of like, and then that's it. Dude, I forgot. Last one, yeah, a little bit. I'm going to show you some of the stuff you do. Actually, we'll fuck around with it. You're good at filming and walking. I'm sure. I definitely feel that in the earlier stages of our dance career, like we were probably one of the most hated crews in the United States, maybe the world. We would get flown out to different states and countries just for people could battle us. You know, it's like, and people wanted that. They wanted to see us lose. Generally, like, they don't like how you dance, they don't like what you're doing, and it sucks, you know, especially when that's not your intentions. But, you know, it wasn't that we were trying to be different. It was that it just became that way. As we were growing up, we were always kind of into like the punk kind of rock scene. When we started going to jams, it started becoming more like a hatred type of thing. Like, people was like, that's not how you do this. It was never intentional to be that way or to dance that way. It was just how we were doing it. You know, it was free, it was fun. We never been taught how to do it the right way. We just did it because we loved it, and that's what we knew. We got popular in the b-boy scene, you know, just by taking the role as the villains. And once we did that, you know, we knew we needed to get better. We knew we needed to get more creative. We knew that every weekend, anywhere we go, we're gonna get called out. And we liked that, you know, we liked getting flown out to get called out. It was exciting. They made b-boying exciting.
You know, I got into jiu-jitsu through some friends, you know. My homie Sur, b-boy Sur, you know, introduced me to Ryan Foreign from Planet Vista. They needed a dance instructor, and, you know, they offered me free classes, you know, and I embraced it and I took advantage of it. And, you know, obviously because of our b-boy skills, that made us progress quicker because our bodies could bend and do things that other people can't do. So, you know, I got lucky that I met Ryan, and he introduced me to jiu-jitsu, and then, you know, I started doing it. My brother started doing it. The whole Freak Show started doing it, and we just fell in love with it. From that, my brother became an MMA fighter.
You know, when I go in there, I try to go for the kill. You know, it's basically the same thing as going for a blow up. You know, when we go in there, we try to throw a sick ass blow up, and then we go with the flow, and then the blow up at the end. That's usually how our b-boy rounds go. You know, and that's exactly what I do in MMA or in jiu-jitsu. I try to blow it up as fast as I can. If not, I settle down, you know, establish my position, then I try to go for the kill again. So I try to transfer the same game plan that I used in my b-boying to my MMA or jiu-jitsu.
You know, even if it looks like we're losing by points, as long as at the end I get that blow up and I finish the dude, then it's all worth it. Because I know no matter what, that blow up shut him out. It was a finisher, you know. In dancing, it's a little more controversial because a blow up could be defined in so many different ways. Our blow up might be different from your blow up. But in fighting and jiu-jitsu, it's always the same blow up.
You know, b-boying's always my passion, and it's always gonna be my passion. It's like my first love, you know, like it's something that nobody could ever take away from me, you know, like even growing up, people's like, you're still dancing? It's like, yeah, like it's the only thing that made me grow up. It's the only thing that I had so much love for that I can never get rid of. But once going into jiu-jitsu and MMA, these became my loves as well. I can't choose one over the other. Some days I do all jiu-jitsu, some days I do all MMA, but no matter what, I always put b-boying in there. You know, I always gotta show love to that. It's like I have 3 loves, you know, and it's like without one, I couldn't be the other. This is who I am. Like my DNA is, it's set for life, you know. I'm a b-boy that does jiu-jitsu, that fights MMA.